Sofi. All right. Looking pretty good today, guys. It's currently about 1 p.m. on the East Coast, and Sofi's up 2.5%, trading just a hair over $18 a share after being in the low to mid 17s earlier this morning. So I want to break down the charts, do an update on what I'm doing. As you guys know, I'm long the stock. I'm also in put options, which you guys might be like, Stas, what the heck are you talking about? We're going to break down everything in this video, but first, hit the like button, make sure to subscribe, join my free email stock newsletter, and check out my Patreon for my real-time portfolio updates every single week. And guys, we're investing thousands of dollars a month in that portfolio. If you're interested in tracking it and seeing how I build the portfolio, again, all the links are down below. And now let's dive into it. So, like I said, it's currently about 1 p.m. on the East Coast, and we are up 2.5% on SoFi stock. And right off the bat, you're noticing pretty much all stocks, well, not all stocks, but a lot of stocks are in the green today, with the indexes up across the board, except for the Dow, which now is creeping red. But the S&P's up 0.3%. Russell up almost 1%. NASDAQ about 0.75%. So we're up across the board pretty much. SoFi's popping, and I want to cover what I'm seeing here. So guys, on the intraday, what we're noticing is we had a huge run this morning all the way to $18.30 after opening at $17.50. So we opened up at $17.50, rallied about 4.5%, and now it's been cooling off. The stock has been cooling off. In fact, you're noticing we're kind of putting in a lower high here, a double top even, however you want to classify it. You're noticing when we saw that pop this morning to 1830, we then pulled down, right, held a higher low, may I add, but we failed to break out of the highs from earlier, 1830. So we started rallying again, but we failed to take those highs out and put in that lower high, double top, whatever you want to call it. And now we're in this position where we're in a wedge on the intraday chart. You're noticing it, and we're more towards the bottom, testing the bottom part of the wedge, the trend line that you're seeing right here, which if this breaks, we're hanging on the 180 SMA by a thread. If this fails to hold, it breaks, we could be slipping under 18 bucks. We might be going down to 17.90, maybe back, towards the lows from this morning. That could be where SoFi is going if it takes out this wedge. And overall, guys, in the grand scheme of things, bulls are still in charge. On the 5-day, 5-minute, you're noticing potentially we're putting in a double bottom here. If you take a look here, and I'll clear the drawing set to show you guys, we're arguably putting in a double bottom. You're seeing that right there. You're seeing this right here. So yesterday we held 1735-ish, 1740. That was the low from yesterday. And today we held that as well in the pre-market. We held it and bounced off of it. So a lot's going on here, man. You could argue more downside to be had on the intraday, but then when you look at the 5-day, 5-minute, you're like, wait a second, we're putting in a double bottom, potentially further breakout. It could be on the way. But then when you look at the 1-hour chart, you're like, all right, clearly bulls are in charge still. Double bottom above the 180 SMA looks like is what we're getting here on this 1 hour. But then when you pull up the 4-hour chart, you realize, all right, SoFi is still pretty overbought, right? That's the way that I'm seeing it, at least, even though we're getting buyers to come in above this 50 SMA. Which is great, but at the end of the day, man, I still think we're a little too hot here, and that doesn't mean we can't go higher in the short term. We might go higher in the short term, but I think it would be healthy, especially heading into earnings now in less than a month. I think it would be healthy to pull back a bit more heading into earnings, which would then set us up for a nice rally later in the month. At least that's what I would like to see. It's not guaranteed, though. Earnings are on the 29th of July, so more towards really the end of the month, so still about a month away. But I don't know. I feel like if we just rally like crazy this month to over 20 bucks heading into earnings, that might be putting us in a position, in a situation where the stock's just way too frothy, way too priced to perfection, to the point where earnings would have to be amazing to hold that stock price level or for it to go higher. So ideally, man, I think a pullback to $16.50, $17, maybe a little under that makes sense. Does that mean we're going to get it? Not necessarily, but that's kind of how I've positioned myself right now. So you guys know I'm in puts on Sofi right now, but I also own shares. I mean, obviously, I've been buying shares for a while. You guys know that. I'm in, I was buying in the $5, $6, $7, $8 range like a crazy person. I was buying in the low double digits as well. So I'm long the stock, obviously, and I've been tracking it for a while, and I decided to buy puts a couple days ago, or was that Monday? Yeah, that was on Monday when the stock just got ridiculous. It got to $19. I bought puts, and I'm still holding on to those guys, which I might lock in the gain later today. But overall, as of this video, guys, I'm up 9.5%, almost 10% on these puts. So not a crazy amount, but for those that maybe missed it, I bought the $17 puts that expire on the 19th of September. So in about 75, 80 days, those expire. And I bought them for $1.28 a contract, average cost basis, and now we're at $1.42, something like that. And I was up more yesterday. I kind of wish I took the profit yesterday. I was up, I think, 20% almost yesterday on these puts. But now I'm up 9.5%, 10%, holding on tight. And we'll see, man, if we make another beeline to under $17 or $18 a share, heading into tomorrow, these could make me a lot more money. We'll see, though. We'll see. As of now, I'm holding on tight. I'm in those puts. I'm also still in, obviously, shares, but also these covered calls that expire on the 11th of July. I sold the $16 covered calls a little bit ago, which I'm actually down on those calls. Clearly, the stock's over $16. So I'm in a point where I'm like, all right, should I roll these over, buy to close, get out of them? That's where I'm at with those. Still holding on, still have around, a couple days here, about a week to make my decision there. But overall, guys, that's what we're dealing with. Sofi is looking hot in the short term, but I think it's due for a pullback. I've been saying this for about a day or two now. We kind of we nailed the initial timing on that. We called for a pullback 2 days ago on Monday. We got a good pullback yesterday, but I still think we need a little more to go on the downside. But I could be wrong. Do your own research. As always, guys, for all we know, this could be ready. You're setting up for a pull or a breakout rather, to $20 plus, who knows? But yeah, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. And, stocks in general today are doing well. We'll cover them more in another video. But for now, that's it. Hit the like button. Feel free to subscribe. Join my free email stock newsletter. I send out my top stocks for free weekly to your email. Also, if you guys want to keep up with what I'm doing in my portfolio, stocks I'm buying, trades I'm making, investments, all that good stuff, it's on Patreon. Link down below. Make sure you guys join. And with that being said, cheers. I'll catch you in the next video.